the spinach, because with a lot of these spinach, because it comes from the ground, obviously there's a lot of sand inside, and sometimes you might not see this sand and you might not see this dirt, so it's important to wash it. I normally wash it about 3 times. When I wash it, I normally have like something to drain out the water, because obviously that water can be there. But also I use my fingers as well to be able to wash it too, and then also use like I don't know what it's called, anyways, you're going to see in the video where I use it to drain out the water as well, and these just helps to drain out the water. The great thing is what helps to drain out the water as well, and then obviously any sand or any particles that are remaining, you will definitely see in the water. After rinsing out the spinach 3 times, I recommend rinsing out 3 times. Obviously I'm about to put it inside the soup and everything is all going to blend together. Remember, I did boil the soup, and also I had a chance to taste it as well, which was tasting very peppery, but it was tasting quite nice with all the spices I've added. But also I'm adding the spinach, and then I'm going to mix all of it together, let all of it sink in. Now, like I said, the spinach does look like it's a lot, but trust me, once it enters that soup and everything starts boiling together, you realize that the spinach is actually not as much as you thought. After adding all the spinach, obviously I needed something to mix it, but there's a wooden stick that we normally use when I use it to make pounded yam or eba or Nigerian food. It's called omorogun. That's the Yoruba name for this wooden spoon. But obviously this wooden spoon, it just allows it to be mixed all together, and you can see that obviously the soup has changed. It was red before, but now it's now green and red because of obviously the spinach inside. One more thing that I didn't do in the video, which was to boil the meat. Normally I'll boil the meat and then obviously add the spices to the meat, but I didn't do that for the video. The reason was because I already boiled the meat a few weeks ago and I put it inside the freezer, and then after that then I just used the meat that I had left over, which is what I'm putting inside the video just now. After adding the spinach and also the meat, as you can see from the video, I'm going to let everything boil and gel and germinate all together, and obviously that will be the end of my soup. And then all together what we have, then we have EFO, which is EFO, or EFO just means spinach soup. So, and then all together, so obviously I've got my chicken, I've got my vegetables, my protein, and also soup as well. And another thing I added is just palm oil, which is the red oil as well, just to give it a bit more taste as well, and to give it some flavoring and color as well. So that would be it for the soup. The rest of it is just to let it boil and let everything gel all together. Moving on to the rice, which is the last thing I'm going to cook today. Funny part is I actually have a rice cooker. I've never used a rice cooker to cook rice. That's because I just feel like maybe it's just a lazier way of making rice, but I've never actually used it. I normally cook my rice by boiling it. So after the rice had boiled, I remove the water from the boiled rice, because obviously it has a lot of starch inside. I normally just use the spoon to obviously mix everything all together and to make sure that obviously there's no starch left in the rice. And then what I do is I change the water as well, pick off the rice and then add new water in. Once I've added new water in, and I'll put it back onto the gas cooker for it to be cooked all together, and add other things in there as well, such as vegetables, such as egg, and also salt as well to give it some taste. The rice is now ready and everything is now been cooked all together, so you can see me dishing out the rice for myself to obviously make sure that I eat. Like I said, it's got different types of things inside, such as the egg, such as the vegetables, carrots, peas, and also I've added salt as well to give it some taste as well. And obviously I'm going to dish it out with the plantain and the soup and the meat, and also you see the finishing product as well of all the food. So all the food is now done. Obviously you can see that I have different things in there. I've got my rice, I've got my plantain, I've got my carrots, I've got my vegetables, my peas, I've also got my egg as well, and also my meat as well, which is for my protein. So a lot of different things: protein, fruits, vegetables, carbohydrates in there as well. And also I have my super malt. Obviously a Nigerian man, you can't go without super malt. Super malt is life, super malt is power. What I'm trying to do now is just to open up the super malt, so I'm using the bottle opener to open up the super malt, and then I'm going to be enjoying my